Check, check, quick sound check. Can everybody hear us loud and clear? What's going on, Coach Paul?
I can't see you, Coach Jay.
Oh, can't see me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Awesome. Welcome to At the Buzzer, our market recap. This is your first time here. The goal of this segment is to review what happened in the markets for the day. We may talk about some markets that you have not traded before, but we believe our goal as traders is to identify opportunity. We want to see how we can take advantage of those opportunities while managing our risk. This is our first time meeting. I'm Coach Jay. Been a Topstep performance coach for just over 3 years now. And that is Coach Paul. Coach Paul, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, I'm Coach Paul. I've been with Topstep since April of 2023.
2 years.
I've been involved in the futures trading industry for 4 decades. I'm here to share some experience, some knowledge, and hopefully help you become a better trader.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Coach Paul. Thank you all, chat, for joining us on a Friday. We appreciate you being here. We cannot do these shows without you. We're going to make this a quick one. We know it's a Friday coming into holiday season. We'll cover the markets if you guys got any questions, and then we'll let everybody go. But let's get into the news. As far as news goes today, we did have some numbers. S&P Services PMI flash came out at 55. Forecast was 54.6. Manufacturing PMI came in at 51.9. Forecast was 52. Michigan Sentiment final came in at 54.8. Forecast was Michigan Sentiment came in at 51. Forecast was 50.6. We had some Fed speakers speaking today. Some news on NVIDIA. And yeah, that was really it. Coach Paul, anything you have on the news for the day?
No, it seems like the NVIDIA news is calming down, but I don't think that's going to go away. I think there was a lot of burnout from yesterday. So on a Friday, good day to take a nap.
Good day.
But nothing big on the news front.
Got you. Awesome stuff. So let's just go into the markets. We got 36 different markets we can trade with Topstep accounts today. To the downside, we had lean hogs down 2.3%. That's a big move there in the hogs, down 2.3%. Micro Ethereum down 3.07%. And heating oil, our biggest percentage mover to the downside, down 3.72%. To the upside, we had the Dow up 1.17%. Natural gas up 2.17%. It is above that damn it, still closed below it. Well, you tried natural gas, up 2.17%. And
Keeps
the
trying.
Russell, it keeps trying. The Russell, our biggest percentage mover to the upside today, up 2.88% on the day. To talk about our big four, we have crude oil down 1.8%, the S&P up 1.04%, gold pretty much flat, down 0.08%, and the NASDAQ up 0.76% on the day. Coach Paul, it is a Friday. Let's take a look at the weekly candle on the S&P. What are we seeing here on the weekly?
Oh, we held that. Didn't seem like we were going to do it yesterday, but we held the, excuse me, the 50 moving average on the weekly. Although that looks very heavy. Still that, what is that, doji on the top? Acknowledged. But still holding that 20, but it's been challenged. I think next week is an important week and a shortened week at that. So
acknowledged. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We do have a short week next week. Thursday, obviously, Thanksgiving holiday. Friday is going to be a shortened day. We are not going to be live on TopstepTV Thursday or Friday for the holiday. So really about 3.5 trading days next week. We held that 20-week moving average on the daily. Also, 4 down weeks, 4 red weeks in a row. When's the last time we saw that? February through March. We had a little recovery day and then continued sell-off. Not saying that this is exactly the same, but the last time we had 4 red weeks in a row, and we'll look before that, 3 red weeks here led to a rally. So we will see. But this is a decent little sell-off here in the equities. On the daily, held below that 20 and 50 moving average yesterday. Today, what was interesting is, how do we respond to yesterday's range? We talked about this yesterday uh, during At the Buzzer. We said the October 10th candle, the low was still intact in the S&P. We took it out in the NASDAQ yesterday. What was the market's response going to be down here? Are we going to continue to sell, or after a major sell-off day, do we have a little bit of a retracement? What do we get? A retracement to where? A level that we mark out all the time, right to 50% of the range. Uh, wasn't an easy trade. Was not an easy trade to take. Go ahead, Coach Paul.
Yeah, it was not easy. We made the low last night or
Yep.
early this morning, and yeah, it was funky, but not unexpected following yesterday's big day.
Right.
Um, so where did it go to? The
That
white
white line.
line.
What is that white line?
Failed it,
Which, yep.
but yeah, even this morning was very tough, meanderless until it caught that bid. We'll see, but if you did well today, good on you. Usually
Absolutely.
this is a day of where you can get spun around.
Yeah.
Um, I found interesting in the half hour, the volume point of control for the whole day, including last night, never changed.
Interesting. Let's
And
pull
it
up
was
a
at the
volume
lower end of the
profile.
range.
Pull up a volume profile. Yeah, not until the end of the day.
Finally, at the end of the day, which you would, but
Right.
it was flat. Um, it kind of tells me this was bargain buying, but not impressive. Why
Right.
do I mean not impressive? It didn't settle over the 200, and it did settle over it, and then rejected it immediately. So, end of the week action, um, but still feeling very heavy from my point of view. How about
Agreed.
you, sir?
Yeah, I agree. I think what today's action was just a little bit of a relief rally from the selling that we saw yesterday. Uh, you know, every time I see a major sell-off day like this, uh, my thought process goes to, if this doesn't continue right away, then we're going to see the retracement likely back to 50%. It happens often. And the fact that today's was on a Friday, I saw Genius Monkey just say it in the chat. This action that we're seeing down here is the wick for the weekly, right? Remember yesterday we were on the lows of the week at the close.
Yeah.
This action is the wick, and we talked about this yesterday. This action down here is the wick. We'll go back to a weekly candle, and that's the lower extreme of it, right? Weekly candles normally don't end without a wick on both sides. Uh, so if you were looking for a sell-off, yeah, and we talked about this yesterday, right? At some point, that wick is going to print, and the lower extreme of it printed really early in the day. And then the question was, how far do we trade back into this candle? Um, that being said, I did take a short in the equities. The short was in the NASDAQ uh, paper trade short, literally written down here, the game plan. But having to keep that in mind that, hey, this is the end of the week and we're at lows and volume was not moving lower. If you look at VWAP, Coach Paul just pointed it out with the point of control. Volume never moved lower with price, right? That VWAP was flat almost the entire day. And then at some point, shorts just got to cover, okay, we're not getting price to move lower and no one's coming in to continue to sell anymore. We got to close these. And what happens when you close a short? You got to buy it. Buying brings the market back up. The Nasdaq didn't get back to 50% of the daily range. The S&P did, but kind of a similar move here. Anything else you got on the equities, Coach Paul?
Russell was the one that led it all day.
Yes, it did.
And hardly a bottom looking formation. But I kept on seeing the green new highs and the rusty, and then a few minutes later, it was like it was dragging up the others with
Mm,
it.
yeah. Wow, what a trade that was.
It was a different chart.
Completely different. Completely different. And the Russell was the one that got beat up the most, right? Over the past couple of weeks. But one of the things, Coach Paul, you and I talked about, we were trading earlier. That first hour was difficult to trade. Once that first hour cleared up, then the market picked a direction. But I mean, even in the Russell, if you're a range trader, maybe you had some fun here. But there's just no
Well,
direction. Look at how flat VWAP is from the open. The market is telling us that it's comfortable trading these prices until it's not. And then once it starts to break out and choose a direction, probably not a move you want to fade. But that first hour made it kind of tough to trade here.
yeah, it was interesting in the Russell that there was that high volume. They bought with intent. The day low was made there.
Yeah.
Um, a day like today, and I did do it quickly, is the regular trading hour, just removing the night and just look at an RTH chart
In the Russell or something else?
and all the equities after a day like yesterday.
Here's the NASDAQ.
So it look at that.
Yeah.
It just took off. It there was no really gap.
No.
I mean, tiny, but
Yeah. We had price trade lower than yesterday's low. But again, that volume was kind of flat there. So, like I said, there was a trade, but I had to have reasonable expectations for that short because there was no flow behind it, and that was kind of the case in all of them. The Dow just barely closed the gap and turned around. So, interesting market to trade if you thought the sell off was going to continue. Maybe you had good reason to do it, but the market just did not agree with that today. The Dow recovered, that entire range as well, 50% of the range as well. Uh, Ben Huang says, thank you for doing this. Love the show. Yesterday, I had a big 2K loss on my account. Watch you guys talking about how to take a loss and learn from it. Took a small win to reset myself today. Love to hear that. Great job. Great job. Right.
great
That
job.
the loss and the win, just a data point. Right. Try to keep most of the data points measured. So, that downside is covered. Anything else you got on the equities, Coach Paul?
No, it's Friday, and
Yes,
I
it
don't want
is.
to overanalyze it.
No, let's not. Let's not. All right. We take a look at the weekly in gold. It looks like all the daily candles indecisive. Gold is in balance. We're just going to leave that one there. This is a market that's in balance. So uh, trade the range until it breaks. 130-point range on the weekly. And does this look like something we've seen before? To me, it does. Uh, wow. This is a
Yeah,
weekly candle. This is a weekly chart. So gold is starting this again, is what it kind of looks like. So uh, not too
stair
much there.
stepping.
Stair stepping. We're not going to belabor this point. We've been talking about the range all week. Nothing else is new. Take a look at crude oil. This weekly looks a little different, right? 5% move in crude oil, $3.50 range on the weekly. Anything special you seeing here, Coach Paul? Still kind of in a range. Trying to trade lower.
Trying to is it good at trying? It's just stuck. It's stuck.
Yeah.
Um, I, and it stay stuck.
Yep.
Um, what's there to say?
Yeah, crude oil stuck in this range for now. Traded high to low in the range. We could very easily see this market trade right back low to high. Uh, very much imbalance. We'll take a look. We're just running through these really quick. Natural gas, if there's anything interesting, natural gas, we kind of added this to our big four, making it a big five. This on the weekly, that weekly candle looks a little off there. So I'm going to go to the micros. Uh, is in a nice kind of uptrend here. Uh, on the
Yeah.
weekly, we saw on the daily kind of coming up to this 200 moving average. On the micros, it crossed it. On the minis or the big contract, it did not yet. But watching this market going into next week to see how we respond at this 200 moving average could be very interesting in natural gas. Anything you got there, Coach Paul?
Yeah, it's in a roll, and Jan will be the front month on Monday. Um, so that chart's going to be a little funky because we can't do a Jan only chart. This is a combine chart, but nice trend. Still think it's going to close above that 200. Not showing signs. It's hanging around here. It
Yes,
hasn't
it
yet.
is.
We've wicked above it, but it's God. It's almost December. How'd that
Yes, it
happen?
is. This is the last Friday in November since next Friday we are not trading. Yeah, December is right around the corner. December is right around the corner. We know last year, wintertime, natural gas was a big mover. We will see if it does the same this year. Uh, Last one, micro Bitcoin. Let's take a quick look at micro Bitcoin. Uh, Tough week for the hodlers. Bitcoin also down 4 weeks in a row. This is one of the highest volume candles we've seen all year on the weekly. Actually, this is the highest volume candle we've seen all year. Uh,
Look at
we
that level. That held it at lowest level.
Yep, right around 80,000. The low of the week happened today. Weekly candles don't usually end without a wick on both sides. That low was made today. 87.45. This was actually a pretty interesting trade in the overnight session. Coach Hoop, shout out to Coach Hoop, caught along in this trade. Uh, Early on, we got some urgency sell side. Right, as soon as the market opened, that volume left the 30-minute range to the downside. And then we got whatever this is. This is a huge volume candle. If I'm trading micro Bitcoin, I'm probably going to map this one out. This was, let's take a look here. 21,000 contracts traded in the 30-minute period in micro Bitcoin. That made the low and it was the range for the rest of the day. If I'm trading this and we get candle closes above this, then that's what we identify as that J trade. I'm looking for a 30-minute candle close above this. But again, that candle was the range for the rest of the day. Anything you got in micro Bitcoin, Coach Paul?
Well, that happened at 1:30 in the morning. I found that
Yep.
interesting because, remember, Bitcoin trades 24/7. But that was a big move last night. Um, you just said with a big range and big volume, is it an exhaustive selling? Now, it did make a new low after that. Um, but overall, that weekly looks terrible. Um,
Yeah.
and, the history of Bitcoin, it goes to extremes. So, what was the low today? 81,000. We held that area, but I don't know. That weekly and the daily do not look good to me. Um, Next week we shall see, but what a move. This week, bit, crypto took a serious hit.
Yeah. Yes, it
All
did.
of them. Um, and they're down. How much percentage for the year is?
Yeah, Bitcoin is definitely down on the year at this point. I'll take a look to see where that is. But we did this last week, right? So as we saw this selling coming in last week, I think we did it last week Friday. We said, if this continues to sell, where does it have the potential to go? And we mapped out one of these daily candles here, which was this one, which we traded right to 50% of. And then from there, said if this is going to continue to sell, there was this candle on the daily. 67,900 is that high. So this one held up for now. But going into next week, if this continues to sell, we could see Bitcoin, in my opinion, near the 70,000, 69,000. If this continues to go. Bless you. All right, let's take a look. Anything else you want to take a look at? We can get out of here a little bit early. Get Coach Paul some rest. How you feeling? Anything else you want to look at?
Let's ask our audience. I'm not feeling well.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Get some rest for the weekend. Chat, anything else you want to take a look at, let us know. Courtney says, wondering if that big volume candle could be a margin call, Bitcoin creeping up on Michael Saylor's cost basis. Yeah, it could be. It could be. 21,000 contracts is huge in micro Bitcoin in a 30-minute period. And honestly, if we look at a shorter time frame, 13,000 in a 1 minute, in a 3-minute candle, that's that looks like a liquidation. 7,000 contracts in a 1 minute candle. And if I zoom out, when's the last time we saw? I don't think there is a time we saw that amount of volume in a 1 minute candle. Let's look. Nope. Can't find one. So yeah, that very well could be a margin call type of price action there. Just, hey, you have to get out now.
And that, someone said it was Hong Kong after lunch in Hong Kong after lunch on a Friday. Yeah, very. But
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. Definitely going to be an interesting watch for sure. I think that's it. We did a little speed run of At the Buzzer today. Give everybody some time. See a little bit of sunlight still out my window. Normally it's pitch black by the time we're ending this. Coach Paul, anything you got to say before we go into the weekend?
Get some rest this weekend. This last few days felt like a week in itself. Remember to take an hour, review your trades, find the spots where mark those out and improve on that space. Have a
awesome
great
stuff.
weekend.
Thank you for that, Coach Paul. Got to answer a question here. Are futures markets open? When are futures markets closed next week? We got half days, right? So equity markets, there's looks like a half day Friday. Yeah, it looks like a half day Friday is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's usually a half day after on Friday.
And Thanksgiving's closed, or is it open? It's closed.
It's open, but
I think so.
Is Globex closed?
Let's confirm that. Let us confirm that. Okay, Globex is not closed.
I don't think so. Yeah. So, but it's not Thanksgiving.
You are right. Yeah, Globex is not closed. You're right, Coach Paul. So we have a half day Friday, just a half day Friday. Everything else is normal.
Yeah. But TopstepTV will not be broadcast.
We will not be here. So enjoy your time. If you plan on trading next week, we'll be here Monday through Wednesday. If not, we will see you the following week. Trade well, everybody. Actually, it's Friday. What I'm talking about. Enjoy your weekends, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, you need
I definitely do. Been doing a lot of talking today. Billy says you need some ginger brandy. Coach Paul, feel better. I'll talk to you all soon. Enjoy your weekends. Coach Hoop, I believe, is still doing his class in Discord, 6 p.m. Eastern time. But we'll talk to you all soon. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Yep. Bye.